Achieving a $3 million net worth feels like crossing the ultimate financial finish line. But the math of a 40-year retirement is complex, and even a fortune of this size can collapse if the underlying mechanics are flawed. Take Jack and Jill, ages 54 and 49. They have successfully accumulated $3 million across a variety of 401ks, IRAs, and trust accounts. Their plan is ambitious. They want to retire next year, spend $15,000 every month on living expenses, and travel extensively. The baseline assumption for their plan is a 6% annual growth rate, a moderate and realistic expectation for a diversified portfolio. On paper, this combination of a multi-million-dollar nest egg and steady growth makes an early retirement seem like a mathematical certainty. However, the plan faces a hidden threat. When we apply a conservative inflation rate of 3.75% to their $15,000 monthly budget, their expenses grow significantly over time. That monthly burn rate quickly outpaces the portfolio's growth. Instead of living off interest, they are forced to sell off their principal investments to cover the gap, causing the total balance to shrink every year. This graph illustrates the cumulative effect of those withdrawals. On their current trajectory, the entire $3 million portfolio hits zero by the time Jack is 82 years old. Raw wealth is often an illusion. Without a strategy to mitigate heavy withdrawals and outpace inflation, the money is unlikely to last through their full retirement. To fix the timeline, we first have to address sequence of returns risk. This is the danger of a market crash occurring in the very first years of retirement, which can permanently stunt a portfolio's ability to recover. The first lever we pull is carving out exactly 10 years of living expenses and placing them into highly conservative, stable investments. This safe bucket acts as a shield. It ensures that if the stock market enters a downturn, Jack and Jill can live off their cash reserves instead of being forced to sell their stocks at a loss. The second lever addresses the heavy tax burden they face during the decade before they become eligible for Social Security. By intentionally drawing income from their taxable trust accounts first, they take advantage of favorable long-term capital gains rates. This preserves more of their tax-advantaged 401k and IRA balances for the future. These first two strategic moves stop the immediate damage caused by market volatility and inefficient tax withdrawals. Even with those fixes, the timeline still ends prematurely. Pulling $15,000 a month from a $3 million portfolio creates a withdrawal rate that the math cannot sustain long-term. To solve this, Jack and Jill pull a third lever, the part-time pivot. Instead of retiring fully at 55, they agree to continue working reduced hours for a few more years. This change provides two mathematical benefits. It maintains their medical coverage and allows their portfolio withdrawal rate to drop from over 6% down to a sustainable level under 4%. Reducing the strain on their investments also allows them to implement a fourth lever, a longevity hedge. Jack can now afford to delay his Social Security benefits until he reaches age 67. Delaying these benefits maximizes the monthly check. Because Jill is 5 years younger, this strategy ensures she inherits a higher survivor payout if she outlives him, protecting her late-life income. Replacing a rigid retirement date with a flexible, phased transition corrects the underlying math that was previously depleting their wealth. Looking at the cumulative effect of these four levers, the financial timeline is transformed. The asset trajectory now stays safely elevated well past Jack's 80s. By choosing to work part-time, Jack and Jill replaced their heaviest portfolio withdrawals with earned income during the most critical early years of the plan. Because they preserved their principal balance rather than cannibalizing it, the math now supports a $20,000 annual travel budget, double their original goal, while keeping the portfolio healthy. This strategic flexibility allowed them to prioritize their travel goals and long-term solvency simultaneously, creating a more sustainable lifestyle than their original uncompromising plan. A $3 million net worth is only the raw material for a retirement plan. Security requires treating a portfolio as a system of interconnected levers, taxes, volatility, and withdrawal rates that must be actively managed and adjusted. True financial confidence comes from running the hard numbers and engineering the flexibility to adapt as the timeline moves forward.